start off with Donovan, the same thing, but 28 points off of 20 turnovers.
Did you have 28 points?
You had 28 points off
of
their 20 turnovers. And I'm just curious how much the actually getting out and running, using the defense to get out and run, that kind of stuff was emphasized the last couple of days.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a pretty decent job with them at their place and our place of creating some turnovers. You got to really disrupt them. Their offense, if you let it get in a rhythm, it could be an issue. So the disruption was terrific. I don't know how many deflections we got, but to turn guys over like a Marshall 7 times, and then like you said, I mean, doing those and then getting out on the break was huge. So, I mean, that is our game. That's what we're pretty good at.
And then Donnie talked about how he tried, and I imagine all of you guys kind of had an emphasis to get Nelly going a little bit today. I know he had 16 boards at San Diego State, but it wasn't a great offensive game for him.
That had a lot to do with them. It really did. I mean, you got to give them credit. San Diego, I said to the guys after when we got back, I said, how many of you guys didn't play well? And Nelly raised his hand. I said, they had a lot to do with that. We need to have a lot to do with a guy like Ethan Taylor, who's terrific, to go 3 for 14. We needed to do a better job on Boyd and Bird, and we didn't. We needed to do a better job on Dagenhart, and we didn't. So we did a much, much better job of, guarding their best players, and our guys found Nelly. So, it was a good bounce back game for him.
And then I did talk about the points off turnovers and stuff like that, but you obviously weren't entirely happy with the defense at times, and Donnie talked about at halftime you were on them pretty good. What was your overall assessment of the defense, and why wasn't it 100%?
Well, I mean, they make you go late into the clock, right? So we needed to fight through fatigue a little bit. I was frustrated with when I subbed, we let up a little bit defensively. So I thought it was more just stamina. I thought we got a little bit tired as possessions went on. But again, turning a team like that over 20 times is good. 3-point line's big for them, and giving up 8 is way too many.
Donovan touched on the fact that he felt like the guys just as a whole needed to win like this. How much do you kind of see it like that to just get their competitive spirit back, in March?
God, if we needed I don't know. I don't think we needed that win. I think we hadn't been home in a while. We lost to 2 really good teams on the road. I mean, we just tied a school record for league wins. I know it's obviously 20 games versus 18, but there was no panic with me. But it's nice, obviously, to feel good after a win.
Yeah, I think he was just talking more of like the morale.
No, I'm going to yell at Donnie when I see him for saying something stupid.
It seemed like you went with a somewhat smaller lineup at times with either Sacco or Jovan at the 5. Can you talk a little bit of the thought process behind that?
Sacco had a great week. That's why I went with him over at Tiki. He was playing really, really hard. Then we went Jovan at the 5 because Nelly got in foul trouble and went Phillip at the 4. So it was more just, it wasn't anything that Tiki did. It was more what Sacco did all week.
Mm-hmm. And then Amzil, he's continuing to increase his role past the injury. Can you just talk about his performance tonight a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't think he's moving like he was moving. I was going to maybe sit him out as we built the lead, but the more I thought about it, I thought, maybe it's good to get him back in rhythm a little bit. I asked him during the game. So he's very, very important to what we do. It's a hard thing because you can't get a lot of rest right now. But we'll figure it out, see if we can get him ready for Tuesday night.
Is there something to be said for a couple of losses approaching March to kind of refocus a group that you think could be advantageous now that it's March?
No, I don't think they're not focused. I think we lost to 2 really good teams on the road, so I never ever want to lose. Not in this situation right now.
And Donnie mentioned how important it is for him personally. Obviously, the team a couple wins away from the regular season title. Does that matter to you, or do you have the goal, a bigger goal in your mind?
Yeah, winning the league matters to me. I think if we win Tuesday, we share it, which, yes, that absolutely matters to me. So, this time of year, you've got NCAA tournament seeding, but, our number one goal is to win a regular season championship. If you do that, you're probably going to put yourself in a really good position for the NCAA tournament. So we don't really talk a whole lot about that, but hell yeah, I want to win a title. Absolutely.
Hey, your magic number is 1 if you after today, no matter what. But first of all, Tiki not playing, that was just a coach's decision. He wasn't hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said before when you weren't listening, Will. No, I just thought Sacco had a really good week. Had to make that, Sacco hadn't been playing. So that was a coach's decision too. So he didn't do anything. Just went with Sacco.
What was it like? Because I listened to your post game after San Diego State about you talked about the defense not being where you wanted it to be the last couple games. Was that the driving force in practice the last couple games just to get that edge back?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was our turnovers at San Diego State. You got to be careful this time of year to practice too long and too hard. You know, I mean, we're in March now, right? So certainly a point of emphasis to disrupt better and make them earn more than we did, I think, at Boise and San Diego State. But again, there wasn't a whole lot of panic from me. Those are two really good teams that beat us on the road.
And I hate to watch the scoreboard, but padded wins, big wins, blowout wins mean more in the metrics. Was that a thought process as the game's dragging out to keep maybe the starters out there longer than you wanted to?
Yeah. I hate it that way, but yeah.
At times this year, you guys have relied basically on Nelly and Donnie to go off for both of you guys. Can you talk about the balance of having 5 guys with 14 or more points for you?
Yeah, huge. I thought we had a lot of open threes that we missed. That I know our guys are better shooters than that. But yeah, balance is what we want. I thought CJ was terrific. You know, I mean, off the bench, I always consider him a 6 starter. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see that. BA came off the bench, made some big threes as well.
Kind of took my question, but Coach, you're pretty happy with the 80% free throws, 53.1% from the field goals. You're 34-64. Happy with the balanced scoring kind of coming into the last few games?
You know, overall, when you shoot 53%, 55% in the second half, get to the foul line, all terrific. So, yeah, I'm happy with a lot. We're 15-3 and 23-6. So I'm going to enjoy this. Hopefully St. John's wins here, and then I'm going to move on.
Especially during a 2-game skid against 2 very tough teams. Have you seen any development in Donnie's leadership throughout these 2 weeks?
No, but not that he's a bad leader. I mean, again, we stay pretty consistent. We lost 2 in a row. You know, I mean, that's pretty good.
And then finally, I'm noticing a lot of no-look passes from Donovan. Is that something that you tell him to not do, or is that something that just Donovan decides to do on his own?
It's hard in real time to tell him not to do it. Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty electric passer. The one he threw to Q on a lob, I told him not to do that. But Donnie sees everything, so it doesn't bother me if he throws a no-look pass.
Coach, obviously, fresh off the game, now your next game on the road. Just what do you expect from your next opponent, Nevada?
I haven't watched much of them, so I'll dive in after this and see. But obviously, when we played him here, it was a very close game. Had to win at the buzzer. Coach Alford, the staff do a great job, so we know it won't be easy.